Well, today we are going to talk about how to optimize subcontractor bids with two new products, baseline forms and bid leveler. These new features are designed to maximize efficiency and minimize cost for general contractors. Before we go into the details, just wanted to provide some housekeeping items. We will have the question and answer section open all the time. So you feel free to write your questions as they pop up, and we will answer them at the end of the meeting. And with that, we want to welcome Darius, our lead product manager. He is the mastermind behind a lot of the latest products that you guys are enjoying. Thank you for joining us, Darius.
Thank you. You give me too much credit, but thank you.
All right, and I'll be participating here as well, Eduardo Masal, product marketing manager. Yeah, oh, sorry, someone from California also. Jennifer, this is a shout out for you. And cool, so before we start, just wanted to kind of get the lay of the land here and ask you a question to see where we should take this presentation. And you're going to see now a question on the screen with a few options, and a pop-up should show up as well in a minute. You can answer in the pop-up. If you don't see the pop-up, you can answer in the Q&A. And this is the question here. How often do you need follow-up on subcontractor bids due to lack of clarity or missing items? Let's activate this now. So you guys should be seeing the poll or the question. Is it 20% of the time, 50% of the time, 75% of the time, or never? Subcontractors always deliver clear and easy to compare bids. Wink, wink on that one. Let's see what the answers are. Interestingly enough, and in line with what we have seen in our conversations with general contractors, almost 60% of respondents said that they need to follow up 50% of the time, and 30% of respondents said that they need to follow up 75% of the time. That means that almost 90% of general contractors in the webinar today have to constantly be following up with subcontractors. And, you know, some subcontractors have expressed that some general contractors have expressed that this is how it feels to, track those bids and get the right information. I don't know if that is your experience or not, but, there is a better way. And that's what we want to talk about today. Imagine that you can generate cost items using CSI codes for the subcontractors to fill out. So when you receive back the bid, you know exactly what you're looking at. Imagine the ability to create templates that can be used multiple times. So you do the work once, but you save yourself time in every following project. And share your baseline with subs for better bids, meaning these templates, and compare your baseline with the sub bids once they come back in with bid leveler. So we're going to dig a little deeper on this and what are the benefits of being able to do these things. So I'm going to pass the baton to Darius here.
Thanks, Eduardo. So what we try to do is to really simplify the whole entire process where you can get bids from subcontractors, evaluate those bids, okay, and then make sure that the information you're getting from them in those bids really meet your criteria. So simplify the bidding process, give you the capability of sharing with subs exactly what it is that you want from them so you can control the quality, okay, get those bids from the subs back quicker, and in the whole entire process, save yourself a lot of time when it comes comparing subs bids to one another and with your own projections. I'll give you a little bit of background that you may find useful. My wife is actually a sub. Okay, she's into faux finishing, and I see the way she submits her bids to the GCs. They're on a Word document. Okay, she fills out a Word document. She's got a template in the Word document. She sends it out. And I've also have family members that are in the building construction, business. My uncle's a GC, and I've seen him get bids from subs, and they come in all different types of formats. Some of them come in Word documents, some of them PDF files, some of them are emails, and he has to look at every single one and take key information, put it in an Excel file, right? And this takes a lot of time and effort on his part. So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you how we aim to simplify this whole entire process for general contractors. So this is your project details page, okay, that you're used to in PlanHub. And on this project details page, you'll see a CTA that will say start a baseline. Similarly, if you go to Bid Leveler, okay, on Bid Leveler, you will also see a CTA labeled as start a baseline. One advantage of Bid Leveler is that you can see subs bids as they come in on these cards, and you can view them side by side, and you can see them in each of their own CSI sections. I will switch to a different project, and you can see here, this is an example of where I have a sub card in concrete. I have a sub card here in masonry. I have one in metals, and I have one in finishes. And the beauty of having a baseline, it allows you to create and project a itemized cost estimate for yourself, share that with the subs. The subs will not see, if you put pricing information, they will not see that, right? But they will know exactly what it is that you want them to bid on. They fill it out, submit it back to you, and you see it like this in these cards. And you can see an itemized breakdown of pricing that they give you. So why don't we go back to this particular project where I don't have a whole lot of things, but I'm going to go ahead and start a baseline for it. By clicking this CTA, you get a modal, and this modal is asking you, do you want to automatically import all the trades that you selected that you needed on this project into the baseline? Your options are, no, I want to start from scratch, in which case you have to put in by CSI sections, every CSI section that you need on this project, or you can click, say, yes, open sections for me. When you do that, when you posted a project, you said, I need these following trades. We look at that information, we map them to CSI sections, and we create CSI sections based on the trades that you said you needed. Okay. Right now, all the information that there is just a CSI section and the trade that has been mapped to a particular CSI code. Here, you can choose which particular sections you want to view. You can view all, or you can view some. So you can filter it down and be able to have a nice view of them. Or you can view them all, in which you have to like scroll down all the way to the bottom of the page. Now, one of the things that you could do is say, for example, do I have masonry? I'm going to look in here and I'm going to see, okay, well, and I can also type masonry. See, I don't have masonry because that smart search didn't show up masonry for me. So I'll click that and I can say, you know what? I need masonry. I forgot that section. I'm going to click add. Now I have a section for masonry only, right? Now I'm going to say, there are specific cost items in masonry that I need for this particular project. I go over here and I said, this is material. And Maybe these are concrete blocks, right? So I'm just gonna select this one. There's a smart search that searches for the types of line items here, concrete unit masonry. I'm gonna put that in there. I'm just gonna say regular CMUs. Taxable, you can select if this is a taxable item or not. I'm gonna select no. The quantity, I've already done a takeoff and I know I need to have a specific quantity, right? So I'm gonna say, okay, well, I'm gonna need about 2,000 units of them. My price though, however, I'm gonna make this up because I really don't know the price of concrete masonry. I'm just gonna put a number in there. I'm gonna say like $100. Maybe they arrive on pallets, like one pallet. And maybe, for example, actually now I'm gonna make this 20. So maybe I need 20 pallets. They're $100 each. And then unit of measure is each. So I put that. See, it automatically calculated it for you. I'm gonna add this cost item by clicking that plus sign. I can always go back, edit it, and I can always, if I have a similar item, click on the copy CTA, where another line item is created, duplicating the first one, and then I can go and edit this one, and maybe I only need 5 for this. So it automatically calculates it. You see 500, and I hit save. Now, one of the cool features about baselines are that you can come down to the bottom and you can say, hey, save this to my templates, because perhaps this is a type of project that you often work on. Maybe it's a build out of a store, such as, I'm going to pick one of my favorite stores, Harbor Freight. Not that I'm promoting them here, but it's one of my favorites. So I can say save as new. I'll give it a HF template 1. And you can also give it a description, and I can click save. What happens now is that you have created a template that can be used over and over and over again, right? So the next time on a different project that has the same exact requirements, you want to create a baseline, you don't have to create anything from scratch. You don't have to go put all that information in. You click manage my templates, select templates, you see HF temp 1 that I just created. By clicking on this, you will actually load that template, that baseline up. So now that you have this baseline, if we scroll down to the bottom, okay, you can see your pricing. Okay, I'm going to click save. Now, if I come back to Bid Leveler and I go look at that specific project, there we go. I have a baseline total for masonry. Okay, now I'm going to go here and I'm going to say, I've created this baseline. What I want to do with it now is I want to share it with subs. So I'll click share with subs, and there's multiple ways of sharing with subs. You can share this baseline with subs that received an ITB for this particular project. If you have created lists on step 4 of posting a project, you can select from those lists. You can also enter their email addresses. And in this particular case, I'm going to enter the email address of a particular sub. Then I'll click share, and the baseline is now shared with the sub. Now, give me 1 second where I will now go and bring it up from the sub's perspective. Now, in this view, what happened is I have a different window opened up, okay, that this is what the sub would see. The sub gets a notification that a general contractor has shared a baseline with you, okay? They'll go open it up, and they have 2 options here. It says, open up this baseline, and we already know that particular sub's trades based on their company profile, right? They say, hey, I'm only going to bid on trades specific to me. Or they can say, hey, I want to open up that baseline with everything, okay, that the GC put in. I'm going to just click my trades. going to filter that, okay? And based on the trades that that particular sub has, okay, they see the trades that you had put in, okay? They say, you know what? Remember, I put in 2 line items here, right? The quantity that I put in is there, but the price isn't. So the sub doesn't see the price that you were calculating, right? They have to put in their own price, but they see the quantities. They can even change the quantities if they have to. This sub, their trades are masonry and concrete. So we loaded both. They're going to say, I'm only going to do the masonry bit, okay? They're going to come in and let's say in the other example, we put in a price of, what was it, $20, I think. Let's go back, take a look. $100. Okay, I'm going to slightly change this numbers. I'm going to say $120 here. Okay, and then I'm going to also say $125 for that one. Okay, hit save, okay, and now I'm going to go, and also the subs have the capability to save this template. Once you send one to them, they also have the capability of saving it as a template too, if they continuously bid to you on the same type of sub projects. So it says select GC. Okay, I'm going to select the GC. If there's any attachments that they need to send to you, they can attach it here. Here is essentially their bid, right? And they'll submit to you. One distinction that I want to make is when you share a baseline with a sub and they receive it on their end, the only GC that they can send that bid to is you. They cannot send it to another GC because it came from you, right? So you shared it with them, they can only submit it back to you. All right, let's go back to this project. By the way, I am inside of our test environment and our developers are constantly making changes here. So hopefully nobody has clobbered anything that I have done. Sometimes that's a possibility. Okay, so I'm going to actually look at this in bid leveler. I'm going to switch to my advanced project, this one. Okay. And here we go. See, there's the bid that came in from the sub. Okay. And this is your baseline. Now you have a point of reference to compare the sub's bids. How much are they off from what you're projecting? Okay. Now, if you had shared this with multiple subs or every sub that received an ITB, and let's say, for example, just in masonry alone, there were 50 subs and they went to that, they received it, they went to their, what we call on their side, bid builder. They opened it up and said, this particular GC has shared a baseline with you. They put in their numbers and submit back. What you will have is 50 cards from 50 subs, right? And you can compare all of those side by side. And in bid leveler, you can look at them and say, you know what? I really like this particular sub's bid. This is an indicator to you and all your other team members that you've looked at this sub, you really like them, and you say, you know what? I like this bid. You can also rank them. So if you have numerous bids from subs, you can say, I like this particular sub, and I'm going to put them in first place, or I'm going to put them in second place or third place. So you can rank the bids. Now, essentially, what we're aiming to do is to create a process for you from start to finish. You can create a baseline. You know exactly what you need on the project. You'll share that baseline with the subs, telling them, hey, give me your costs based on the inputs that I have given you. They put their costs in, they submit it to you, it comes back to you. You can look at them side by side in Bid Leveler, right? You can choose the one that you like. And if you want to as well, you can click this download button and you will get a PDF file of their bid. Now, I'm just trying to take a quick look, make sure that the one that I downloaded just showed up and I didn't get a pop-up blocker on my side. Yep, there it is. And Zoom thing is in my way. Let's try that again. Download, pop-up. Okay. Allow. Okay, here it is. And I'll bring it up and I can show it to you. And there you go. You've essentially downloaded the bid from that particular sub. Now you even have a PDF format of it for yourself. It has the sub's information on it, the project, and a breakdown of what they bid on and everything totaled for you. That's pretty much it from my side.
All right. Well, Darius, thank you for sharing. It's exciting to see the new features being presented. And we do have a few questions. One of them is if the GC has to put the pricing on the baseline.
No, you don't have to put the pricing in. You can just basically put the line items and leave it at that. You don't have to put any other information. You're just basically signaling to the sub that I need quantity and pricing from you. If you do not put the price, you don't have to put the pricing in. But if you do put the quantities in, you're telling the sub, I already know to some extent how much quantities I need, right? They just have to now put in the price. If you don't put in the quantity and pricing, now the sub will have to do that.
Right. So it's as much work in as you want as a GC. You can leave it as detailed as you want or as open-ended as you want. And you can see what the subcontractors reply to you. That's cool.
Correct. You have that flexibility.
The other question I see here is if this feature, is it a paid feature or is it a free feature for GCs?
The baseline, it's a paid feature. Bid Leveler is a free feature. All general contractors in our platform will be able to take use of Bid Leveler. If subs on their side, they have the capability to submit, they have the tool on their side to submit bids to you, and they will come in the format that I just showed you. And you will be able to see their cards side by side. They have two ways of submitting a bid to you. There's one that we call a quick bid, where they just basically put the minimum information, such as the total bid price, and they attach a document and send that to you. That still shows up on Bid Leveler. The other one is to create a itemized cost breakdown like I just showed you. That will also come in and display on Bid Leveler, and that's available to all of our general contractors. The baseline capability is a paid feature.
You can actually do Bid Leveler with any plan.
Correct. Yes.
Great. We have a question here. I think it's very interesting. Let me try to assume this. 50% of staffs bid multiple scopes of work, and they do not like, and many will usually not break out the various scopes because that's not how they are used to putting bids together. What does Bid Leveler do about that? Example, concrete excavation, pavement stripping, drywall framing, insulation. Any thoughts on that?
Yes, absolutely. So this is a great, fantastic question, right? I know sometimes it's very difficult to change people's habits, right? And by sharing your baseline with a sub, you may have done a lot of the legwork for them. So all they need to do is put in their pricing. But let's say they don't do that, right? They just say, you know what, I'm going to do things the same way I've always done. I'm going to submit my bid to my GC via email and attach my Word document to it. Fine, not a problem. If you want to do that, you can just go ahead in your baseline. And for that particular CSI section, for the CSI sections or trades that particular sub falls in, if you want to, you can open up sections there and then just basically create one line item called other, right? And then put in the price, right? And now that shows up on your side, on Bid Leveler, on your baseline cards, right? When you go to share, if you then go share with other subs, right? That's okay. As long as you didn't put in the description of that line item, right? Mike's masonry contracting, right? Or Mike's subcontracting, and you didn't put their name in there, other subs won't see it. But at least you'll be able to incorporate what they sent to you yourself into your bid leveler, so you can see, like as other subs submit bids to you, you can see those side by side.
Yeah, to add to that, Darius, I do think also that general contractors can and usually do request some sort of formatting.
Correct.
And even if the subcontractors don't break down by categories or code, they can actually break down in the line item by line item underneath that code. So really, it has flexibility enough to manage different approaches to bidding, and you can decide which is the best approach for the subs that you want to work with.
Correct. So one of the things we did is we did keep it open enough to give you that flexibility, right? That you can use the tool however way you see fit.
Great. Cool. Well, with that, we wanted to let you know that in appreciation for your time, if you having joined the webinar, there is a special offer with a 20% discount for premier packages for general contractors. The promo code is WEB623, and you can use that all through the end of the month for new PlanHub Premier members. And let's see. Great. Well, Jennifer, thank you for being here with us and cheering us on. I appreciate that. We appreciate that. All right. So we have one more question to kind of close this up and basically make sure that we are providing relevant content for you. The question is, how relevant was this presentation to you? And we will take your feedback, and even if it wasn't very relevant, we will actually learn from it. But we are seeing that answers are in the very relevant to relevant, so thank you for that. But we want to make sure that future presentations like this one are catering to your needs and your interests. So please let us know what you think. And if you want to learn more about these and other general contractor products, you can always request a demo. You have a account manager assigned to you to make sure that you guys have all your needs covered. So we just want to thank you for your time, and we will be reaching out as well after the webinar by email to see if you have any additional questions. All right, well, thank you everybody, and we will see you in our next webinar.
Thank you everybody, have a great day.